Hey guys, Philip here, and as you can probably tell by the title of today's video, it's a really important one, and I'm here to sort of debunk a really common misconception in the trading community. So definitely stick around for today's video, because the advice and education I'm going to give today will help you stand out from the rest and be within that sort of top 1%, top 5%. I hear really commonly online, and I get a lot of people message me as well saying, you know, Philip, the reason I'm not profitable is because I have a lack of access to capital. And I hear it literally every day. I get at least 3 or 4 messages about it every single day. And I massively appreciate everyone reaching out, because it gives me an opportunity then to point people in the right direction, give them the right advice. And I say to them, and this is what this video is about tonight, is that I say to them, it's not the lack of capital that's making you, or it's not the lack of capital that's holding you back or stopping you from becoming profitable. It's actually you haven't found your edge. You haven't found your strategy yet. Now, you may be hearing that and thinking, well, for the last year or the last 6 months or even the last couple of years, I've been trading a type of strategy. And you might be thinking, well, I've got it down to a T. I know it really well. I know it like the back of my hand. And that's not really what I'm getting at here. When I say you haven't nailed your strategy yet, you can't find your edge on a strategy until you have back tested it and journaled it over not months, but years. And I mean years and years, not just a year or two, but 4, 5, 6 years. I am still refining and tweaking, and I'm 9 years down the line. And that's how you find your edge. Now, some people can find their edge obviously a lot sooner, but typically you are looking at years and years, not months or even just a couple of years. Because you've got to think, markets are cyclical. They go round and round, and if you look back on market history, every 10 years, something major happens where we have a huge correction. All markets sell off, you know, it's a bloodbath. Obviously, the 08-09 housing crash, and then obviously COVID sort of is 8, 9, 10 years later. So, and that's normal. Markets are cyclical. We need that every sort of 9, 10 years, and that's what typically happens. So you have to, this is why I'm on about, you have to make sure your strategy can take the test of time. Now, we all have down periods in trading. There might be down days, it might be down weeks, it might even be down quarters. But if you've got that back testing, that journaling, and that solid evidence where you know that your strategy works over a period of years, then you know ultimately it doesn't matter what happens in terms of in the markets, it doesn't matter what downturns we go through or upside we go through, you know that your strategy works, and over a period of months and a period of years, you will be profitable. Of course, as long as you stick to risk management and all those other factors, but you get the picture. Because you see the problem here, it doesn't matter if you're trading $100 US, 1,000, 10,000 or 100,000. If you don't have your edge, if you don't have your strategy that you know has been tested, you know, as I've just said earlier on in this video, you know that can test and go through any type of market condition. If you don't have that nailed, you can lose £100 or $100, and you can lose $100,000. You simply having access to a lot more capital, for example, $100,000, doesn't change anything about the outcome. You're still going to lose. You're still going to eventually have that maybe funded account taken off you, or you're going to blow the account completely. So it doesn't matter, again, if you're trading even higher than that, even $1 million, because some people might say to that, well, if I'm trading £100,000 or $100,000 US, and I'm 2% up, then I'll close the 2% out. And obviously 2% on 100 grand is 2 grand, you know. 2% on 100 grand is a lot healthier than 2% on 1,000 pounds. But that argument is flawed, because what then happens to risk management? Again, over a period of months, a period of years. If you're banking 2%, or you're banking trades based on the numerical value, so 2 grand, 3 grand, a grand, yes, it may seem quite nice. And yes, if you're banking 2, 3, 4, 5 grand a week, or 2, 3, 4 grand every month, then that's some really decent money. But over a period of time, you'll be flawed still, because it's inconsistent. You're taking trades and you're emotionally closing them based on profit and not percentage gain, and not a risk to reward. And there's inconsistency there. So again, it all comes down to strategy. If you can nail and prove to yourself that you can trade £100 and grow it to £200, it's 100% gain. Now, I know it doesn't sound a lot, and I know it's not life-changing, but it's the principle that you can prove. Well, if I can trade £100 with my edge and my strategy that I've developed and back-tested over years and years, then what if I then eventually have access to a prop firm when I'm trading 250 grand? Then you're getting into life-changing circumstances. But this is where people, and this is what I'm getting at with the video, this is where people actually miss the basics. They miss the fundamentals. You've not been trading for long enough, or you've not had the right education, or you've not found that edge. Now, it doesn't have to be me. It could be anybody, because my style of trading doesn't suit a lot of people, and there are some people that do suit it. But the point being, you've got to find, if you've got to do that due diligence, God, crikey, you've got to do that due diligence yourself on your strategy, or you find, it doesn't have to be me, but it could be anybody that's very reputable, where I've already done the hard work for you, where I have that 8-9 years of back testing and journaling. I've refined the certain things. I know what my strategy performs better on, or better market conditions, better time frames, better pairs. You know, my strategy works a lot better on a bulk of pairs than it does on some others. And again, and that's great, because it then means less is more. It means quality over quantity. So as I said, it doesn't have to be me, it could be anybody, or again, going through that journey yourself, but get your edge nailed first, then the percentage gain, then the profits, then the money just falls into place. So guys, you're probably still wondering about the title of the video. So what I did 4 weeks ago, I put out to my Instagram following, and there's about 12,000 of you now. I put out to my Instagram following that I thought 30 days in April. So what I'll do is I'll start with £30 in a fresh account, which I did. This is all proof. This has all been proved on my Instagram. It's all there for people to see and fact check. Put £30 into account, and I said, using my strategy that I've used over the last 8-9 years and developed and tweaked and found my edge and so on, let's see what I can turn that £30 into, to prove to people that it's actually not lack of capital. If you have genuinely got your edge and strategy, doesn't matter what you start with, you can eventually grow it. Yes, it can take patience and it takes time, especially if you're starting with smaller amounts, but the concept is there, the proof is there. So I've started with £30, and I believe at the time of filming this, it's now the 29th of April today, so tomorrow will be the last trading day of the challenge, but I don't think I'm going to take any further trades on it. I believe we're sitting at around £950, just shy of £1,000. And so yes, in terms of percentage gain, that is monster, it's huge, but it's not about that. It's the proof of this challenge, or the point of this challenge, should I say, was to prove to people, actually, get your edge nailed first, get your strategy nailed first, then everything else falls into place. And when I say strategy, risk management falls under strategy. So guys, I hope that helps. Again, I don't want to keep you for too long. I want to keep these as concise as possible and as informative as possible, but get the right access to education, or nail your strategy first, and everything will fall into place. So as always guys, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you found this interesting or you have any questions, please comment. I'm very active on the comments, and I'll happily reply to anybody and anything about whatever it may be. But thank you as always, and I'll see you on the next one.